Follow us on our journey as we search for people that went after their dreams.
And became the character in their own movie.
It all started when my dad met my mom at the club. They did not have me, but this podcast is kind of crazy.
This is The Hassle of Hair.
Now I'm going to clap. I feel like, yeah, all right.
All right. We're in church now.
Dude, I was just telling my buddy that.
You know, in church, everyone just.
But
I was clap off beat. Everything. Dude,
I was always off
looking
beat.
down the aisle. What the
I was that dude. Give me like 15 seconds. There we go. Yeah, I can hear it, but you can't hear it. You know, Hey guys, welcome back to the Hassle of Hair. We got Max Fong, storyboard artist, childhood friend, known him since middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he. Are you still in the university at the art school?
Yeah, I'm at Academy of Art University right now. I'm on my last year actually. So after this semester, I'll be graduating in spring 2021.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a hell of a ride.
Yeah, because you didn't start out. I don't remember you drawing as much in high school.
Well, I did, but like it wasn't something I was as open about as when I was dancing.
Yeah.
So like dancing was like, because I've been dancing since I was young. Like I grew up actually when I was watching Grant's episode.
Yeah.
Like just looking back on like the way he talks about dance. I'm like, yeah, dude, this guy knows. Like he knows what's up. He grew up in
The dance world?
Yeah, the dance world, because that's my whole family, all dancers. All of them.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, we used to go to jams. Well, they're really events, but, you know, in the b-boy world and the dance world, we call them jams.
It was mostly your uncle, right?
Both my uncles.
Yeah.
And actually, almost all my uncles except one, actually. So my uncle J-Rock, he was a legendary b-boy from a crew called Style Elements Crew.
Yeah.
Really big in the 90s. So they, blew up. They were traveling across the world. And my other uncle, Money B, he's Playboys Inc. He's the leader of Playboys Inc. In San Jose. He lives in Sacramento now, or El Grove. But yeah, he's now getting a lot of traction, world renowned, strutting, popping, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you're more.
So I
you can't just like pop and
dude,
me
well,
act
like
make.
I'm like,
Yeah,
you
you can't just start dancing and then me act normal like it's just regular. No, but dude, it's crazy because before you came, like before you even said you were gonna do it, I started watching the pop world, like the pop battles on Instagram.
Ooh, so good.
Dude,
What battles were you watching? I mean, just curious.
Just pop. I forgot what the actual YouTube channel is called, but there's this girl, and I forgot what her name is. I'm just ruining it right now. But
is she like straight botting?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like really good at like just like moving like a robot, right?
Yeah.
I think her name is Yaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blonde hair?
Blonde hair, yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dude,
that's
she's
who that was.
freaking dope, man.
She's really good.
It's crazy because I look at it and like that. I was like, how do they make their body go
Oh,
like this?
dude, that's isolation. Yeah, botting. So I teach before COVID. We're kind of taking a break now because of COVID, but I was teaching kids popping.
Yeah.
Through my aunt's dance company, Miss Felicia's dance company. And that's her specifically, Yaya. I show her video to some of the girl students I have because I'm like, yo, this ain't just a male-dominated type of even though there's a lot of male dancers, you need to know some of these girls out here and they're killing it and they're doing it way better than the dudes are. You know what I'm saying? So her video is one thing I show because isolation like that and being able to stop and control yourself in certain ways, you're looking at me because it's like it's an illusion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're looking at it. It's like that's not easy to do. They call them dime stops because you're like stopping on the dime, especially to the beat. You know what I'm saying? And to isolate your body like that, and then just do hands and then head in hand like that. It's like you're looking and you're like, dude, this is dope. You know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it definitely was Yaya.
It's crazy because when I started watching the YouTube videos, because I only watch fighting, and before coronavirus, I was just watching fighting specifically. Gotcha. Just that's it. That was my algorithm on my TV, my algorithm on my phone, my computer. Like it was just nothing but fight demos and fights, and then I started just looking at art recently.
That's our sponsor.
Yeah.
That's our sponsor. This is Kirkland. We're sponsored by Kirkland.
Oh, and then yeah, so I was watching the YouTube channels. I was just watching a bunch of art. Like first it started with skating, then rap, and then I got into recently the popping. Dude, it's literally like fighting. It's a whole like stadium, not a
completely.
stadium, but it's at least a hall full with like at least 500 people.
Dude, it never used to be like that.
No,
Never.
it just blew up.
It blew up. God, I can't say when. Probably around like mid 2000s, maybe even early 2000s. But before that, it was like,
Are you just gonna?
that's another sponsor of ours. No, but part of that was, because when it first started, it was just at community halls.
Yeah,
For San Jose, it was Hank Lopez. That was a big place. And
dude, I grew up down the street.
yes.
From that. Yeah.
So Hank Lopez was a big part of like, b-boying, popping, hip hop, any type that culture in San Jose. It started Hank Lopez in the early 90s, mid 90s, late 90s. And I remember going there as a kid, but it never used to be like that. Now you got the Red Bull BC, which is like these huge tournaments of just like dancers going head to head. And I remember, actually, speaking of MMA, I remember MMA wasn't that big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was one of those things where it was like, oh, damn, this ain't like boxing. This is like a whole other
Different,
level. Because it's a very complex art form. But like what I was getting into is like these things kind of evolve to where people start appreciating it. And that didn't kind of happen until like YouTube, where it's like people like Red Bull seeing like, oh, dang, why is this popping battle like going viral on YouTube? And people are like, oh, there's something there. And then, that's when they realize. But very much like mixed martial arts. I mean, me growing up and popping, we had to battle other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was more like, okay, like you're in a tournament. Okay, here we go. You're going against him. Now, who's training harder?
So there's actual tournaments you sign up
for
for, or you
sure.
just show up?
No, you just show up.
Oh, okay.
And then they'll be like, hey, they'll announce it. There'll be like flyers and stuff. Like, hey, yo, we're having a jam over here at.
Try to get the mic in front of you, Max.
You got it.
You can
Okay.
turn it.
Oh, sweet. Right there.
And then you can move it to.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Thanks, Drew. No, yeah. So there was they host an event, and then they'd be like, "Oh, we're doing one versus one popping, or
Yeah.
crew versus crew breaking," and then from there, it's like you show up either with your crew, and then once you pay to get in, it's like, okay, yeah. Oh, did you want to do popping? Sign your name. And then from there, it's like a raffle. Who you going up against? The best or the worst? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in that aspect, it's like, did I train hard enough for this? You know what I'm saying? Because there was a point I went really hard with popping, and I'm probably gonna do a lot of shout outs through this because like my journey as an artist, as a dancer, it takes a village kind of thing to like bring somebody up and like bring like your personality, your character, your quality, your work ethic. So it's like big shout out to my boy Dave. He goes by famous in the popping world, but yeah, we were in a crew called Critical Hit Crew. And there was a point where we were grinding every day. I was like, hey, dude, coming to the garage today? Because we'll be practicing 4 or 5 hours, at least 4 or 5 times a day, 4 times a week.
So it's exactly like any other sport. It's exactly like
You got to
any
put in the
martial-
work.
Really?
Discipline.
Dude, that's
big
what
time.
I barely started realizing that. I thought I was only in the one sport that you had to have discipline and practice every day.
Oh, that's with everything.
That's what I'm learning. Is like if you want to learn something, it's every day. There's nothing
Sacrifice.
more important. It's just that.
Dude. And when you were talking about how like, oh, all YouTube videos, how to do this, how to do that.
Yeah.
I was drawing most of my life. Literally, I was drawing before I was dancing.
Yeah.
And then there was a time where like I was always drawing. But then like when I got into dance, it was like one of those things where it's like it's mandatory. You're in this family. Like
So your whole family's
I'm
creative.
surrounded by it. Like I said, since I was a kid, speaking of jams and events, since I was a kid, dude, like my mom would take me to like my uncle's like events that he'd throw. I think one of the first ones I did was True to the Game. That was on the east side of San Jose, and I remember I was like 12 years old battling against these dope dudes who like been popping. I think
You were
Tron-
dancing in middle school?
Oh yeah, I was dancing before that. I was like elementary school, maybe 4th, 5th grade.
Yeah.
Like, but then like my uncle was always around me growing up, so he was always like, hey, let me see you hit, let me see you pop. And I was of course I'm a kid, you know. I'm looking like I'm doing like karate chops and stuff, but like it was always there. And then growing up in those events and those jams, it's like my mind absorbed it. It was everywhere. I would see, because I'm a visual learner. I always have been. Like school's never been my thing. I failed at school, you know, tremendously. So it's like not a lot of teachers like did that visually for me. So like growing up in the dance world was like, I'm like very, like human beings are adaptive. You put them in an environment and they'll kind of absorb that and be like, dude, okay, I want to do that. I know I can do that. As a kid, since till now, you know, I was constantly in those, seeing people battle, seeing people, you know what I'm saying, put kind of like all their skills on the line, win or lose, judges, goes here. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I was in that atmosphere, and then that's kind of drove me. And that was more important than anything at that point, was being a good dancer.
Well, why were you were like super, I remember going out with you to like, to parties or something, or you've been to even my house parties.
Yeah.
But you were shy about it. When people,
for sure.
Yeah, when people would ask you like, "Hey, come on, come on, Max, dance."
I hate it.
Yeah, and you, yeah. But I think about it, it's like someone telling me like,
"Hey,
come on, let's fight."
Throw some jabs, dude. Yeah. I'm all, we're at a fucking restaurant. Hey, Jesse, dude, throw some jabs, dude. I'm like, scare people, like, dude. Oh
like,
my god,
you just start popping I can't even do it, like,
dude, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that happened to me so many times. I was like, I remember once, I was like, I think I was at Evergreen, like, a long time ago. I was registering for like classes. Long line, and this dude walks, dude, Max, dude. He starts like popping. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, everyone's looking at it. He's like, dude, let me see. Let me see what? Get out of here, dude. Like, then I just do a little wave, you know. Like, here, dude. Okay, go get in the back of the line. Like, nah, yeah, but
I'm like, I feel like I was one of those people that would always dance, Max, or tell you to rap.
And tell you
to freestyle.
I'm like, yeah, yo, no. No, like I said, I hated it, but it wasn't like, oh, like I never like hated the people for it. Like Jamil always did it. And in a way, it's like I ain't gonna lie, there's a little part of me like, hey, dude, I'll get down, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm like, oh, you know, I like to keep it low key because, you know, funny story with Jamil. Shout out to Jamil.
Jamil's an old high school buddy.
Yeah, I love that guy, man. Such a nice dude. Every time, because, you know, Jamil would start the, you know, dance circles at Silver Creek, and he caught me walking by there and dance, like, Max, get over, dude, every time, dude, get over, you better dance, and I just start dancing, you know. Yeah. But funny story is, the reason why I was like that is because I was like pretty heavy set in high school. Like, I was a big dude. No one expected me to be like a good dancer at all. I was like, dude, I'm like Spider-Man, dude. Like, you don't know what I'm doing after this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like, I had like two identities where it's like, and it literally is that. It's like two identities. Like, if there was a funny story, let me get back to this. Freshman year, no one knew who I was. I just knew everyone who came from Leyva, that whole thing. Freshman year, there was a battle. I don't know if you know George Rodriguez is, Lil G. Yeah. So he was a couple years older, him and Danny Lopez, a couple years older, and we were in the same dance group for our church. Yeah. So like we used to like dance and stuff at church and stuff.
Man, I even went to church with you too.
Yeah, I remember. That's so funny. I totally forgot about that. But now that you said it, I'm like, yeah. So we were in a dance group through that, and dude, it was my freshman year. It had to have been like middle of the year, maybe late of the year. You know, no one knew who I was. I was still trying to figure out my whole friend kind of thing, my whole friend circle. And there was a battle that was going on, and George somehow got in a battle with this dude who was like really good. Mm-hmm. And out of nowhere, walking by like normal, he comes, dude, Max, you gotta come handle this guy for me. And I'm like, dude, it's like a fight. What's going on? Well, I'm a big guy, but you know, I'm not confrontational in any way, unless it comes to dance. So this guy's dancing, right? I remember I go out, put my backpack down. And it was just instinct. I just went out, bam, bam,
start
bam.
Popping.
Just start popping. The dude's just like, jaw just drops. Like, what the heck? This little chubby kid's like coming correct
And then
right
you
now.
had like the hair in front of you.
Oh
like,
yeah, dude. It was you did not expect at all in any way, shape, or form that this guy was gonna, dance like
he
that.
was an adult.
He had to have been like, this was at school during lunch. So
Okay.
Yeah, so he had to have been like a junior or senior. I can't really recall. But yeah, I remember after that, people were like, dude, what's up? What's your name?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? Like, nah, just normal guy and just Max, like.
But you weren't, like you say you're normal. You weren't normal because I was on the football team. I was always playing sports, and then I seen you with like Peter Hollenkamp and all these and Alex Gordon, Drew, like all these people that were creative.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were all creative.
That's so funny. Yeah.
And then I was playing sports, but I never wanted to, like, in reality, after like talking with my wife and like talking with my sister, I never wanted to play sports. I only played sports.
Really?
Yeah, I only played sports because my parents like put me in sports, and then I was decent at it. I wanted to draw. I wanted to write. I wanted to learn I don't want to learn about hip hop, all that stuff. So when I saw you guys, I was like, man, they get to go smoke weed. I got to go to practice.
Come kick it. We were like, yeah, what's up, dude? Jesse, what's good?
Yeah. So you guys, that little group right there, it's crazy now that Drew's making like music and the whole Drewniverse, and you're about to graduate from art school. Like, I don't know what everybody else is doing. I never really kept contact with them. Oh, Peter's a chef.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just like
hands on.
Yeah, you guys just literally had this little group that, I don't know, you guys just were all creative and grew together.
It's funny. Because I knew those guys like in middle school.
Yeah.
I knew Peter in middle school. I knew Alex, but I was in a whole different kind of clique with like my other buddies who like I grew up with at Silver Creek. And then it was funny how I just ended up. I migrated towards over there by the vending machines. That's where we used to hang out.
Yeah.
And I don't know, dude. I feel like people are like magnets. It's like it's you're eventually gonna end up where you're meant to be. And with those guys, I was like, I just felt at home. They were listening, the music they were listening to. Like Alex especially put me on a lot of like different music. I was straight hip hop from freshman year. I was straight hip hop. Man, Alex started listening to rock. You know what I'm saying? Folk, all that. Like just. And then with Drew, it's like I got put onto that. He was playing music, guitar all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it goes to that back to like when I grew up in going to b-boy events and stuff.
Absorbing everything.
I was absorbing it. You know what I'm saying? And I was a dancer creatively, and I was drawing at the time, but I never told anyone. Like, I was just always drawing since I was young. And then with these guys, it just kind of like clicked. And it was one of those things where I was like, oh, dude, like, and even Elijah, too, used to do the stencils, all that, too.
Dude, I bought his, so there's a guy, and I'm telling whoever's listening, there's a guy named Elijah that we went to school with. He started making his own shirts with stencils, spray painting it, right? And he made a shirt that had Jesus on it, holding his hand like that, and it had a money sign on the hand.
I remember those.
Dude, I thought it was dope. Dude, I was like 280 pounds, and I had to buy like a XXX shirt for him to make it.
Yeah,
so his stencil,
it was all small.
his stencil was made for like larges and mediums. So I had a XXX shirt, so it's like this big, and then the shirt's like this big.
Hey, as long as you felt good. Walking into class, chest out. What's up,
Dude, my brother got it and ripped it.
Oh shit! It's a cool end to that story. It's gone. It's gone.
No, he was a rollerblader. He went. I think he did like parkour.
Mm-hmm. He does gymnastics now.
Art, like, dude, it's crazy. Was
It's-
every high school like that? Was there a bunch of people?
I'm sure there is. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I feel like for us, like, I'm not speaking for everybody in that group, but I feel like we never looked at it that way. But it's funny how an outside perspective would be like, oh, those guys are super creative, or those guys are, because Henry too, he's hanging out with Henry, he's skateboarding.
Yeah.
Dedicated. Alex and Drew, guitar, music, dedicated, disciplined. Like, it was just, we all knew how to like express ourselves in our own way. And I was doing it through dance, and it was like, that was one of the things, like, like I want to surround myself with people who express themselves the way they want to, you know what I'm saying? And that was like something that, Like me, I feel like being an artist, I'm very passionate about things. Like I wouldn't say I'm 50-50 on most things, but I'm either all in or I'm either all out.
Yeah.
And I think like just getting to where I was, because like I kind of want to get into school because I was not good at school, dude. I was bad. Like
It felt pointless, right?
it wasn't something I was into, like at all. And you know, I later started to appreciate it a lot. But for those who know, I was a super senior. I like to say super senior because it's funny.
You were?
Yeah, I did a 5th year of high school. I was at Silver Creek after all you guys graduated.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and some people know it, not a lot of people know, but I want to be transparent. You know, like I want to let people know, like, you know, it wasn't easy for me. You know, then again, you know, it was being around, you know, those my buddies. You know, that I mean, look at Drew, successful guy. You know what I'm saying? All my other buddies, like really successful. I used to compare myself a lot. It's like, hey, yeah, I know how to dance. I could draw a little bit, but it's like, I suck at school. I give them straight Fs. My freshman and sophomore year, straight Fs.
I got all Fs my junior year.
Yeah, it's you know, and it's just like, you know, being you as a martial artist now, it's like, it's because we're really passionate about certain things, and it's like, if we don't want to do something, we just won't do it. Yes. And that's how it was with math, English. I'm like, what am I doing this for? I want to be dancing, I want to be drawing, I want to be expressing myself to the utmost. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until, I guess, junior year where it's like my counselor's like, hey, dude, you know, you're not going to graduate on time. And he's like, do you want to graduate at all, or do you want to go to continuation school? And like at that point, it was like my parents, like my older brother, you know, he kind of like dropped out of school, you know, just to do other things. And he was a real passionate person as well, you know, just artistry. He was breakdancing at the time, rapping. He still raps today. But yeah, he kind of dropped out. I was like, you know what? I didn't do it for myself at the time. But
your
like,
brother, he's a shorter guy, right? Shorter than you?
Yeah, he's shorter than me. Yeah.
And I've seen him on like videos, not video. I don't know where I saw. I know he's been rapping for a long time.
Yeah, he's been rapping for a long time.
Danny's making beats.
Yeah,
right?
he was making beats for him. Yeah,
and
that's my brother.
Okay, yeah. You guys don't look alike.
At all.
At all.
At all.
Like you guys.
See, my younger brother looks nothing like him.
Oh, Mowgli?
Yeah.
So Max had a little brother that, because I went to church with Max back in high school, and he had this little brother that had long hair, right? And
way dark complected than I was, because we're Chinese and Mexican, so it's like I came out, I got some of the slanty eyes, you know, and then he got like straight Mexican skin, so it's like, yeah, Mowgli's calling Mowgli. But yeah, my brothers.
Your brother rapped too?
Oh yeah.
You dance?
I used to rap for a little bit, but I'm not gonna say, yeah, dude, I used to rap. No, I used to rap for a little bit for church and stuff. Like as presentations and stuff. Not like Jesus raps or anything, but just like
Brother Ig?
Yeah, dude, Brother Ig, actually, he's a dope rapper. He used to come perform at our church and stuff. But yeah, like Brother Ig, yeah. Danny 16 to Life, that was a dope album. You should bump that. Hey. But yeah, going back to, what was I saying? I forget.
No, we're just talking about your family.
Yeah. So that was pretty much kind of, I mean, getting back to just being passionate, like getting straight Fs and stuff like that.
What did your parents do? Like when you're a super senior, what
happened? So yeah,
they had to see that you were like creative and artistic.
Yeah, my mom knew.
Yeah.
My dad was a lot harder on me. My dad was like, dude, like, come on, like, you know what I'm saying? My mom kind of like was like the rock in all of it. She's like, you know, I know you're creative and you're expressive, and she's still like that till this day. But the reason why I guess I decided, because I didn't have to be a super senior. Like, I could easily be like, oh, dude, I'm not gonna let everyone know that I had to do a 5th year of high school. But the reason I did it was for my parents, for my dad and my mom and dad, because no one had graduated. My older brother didn't graduate high school, and I was like, okay, this is something that I need to do for them. But little did I know I was doing it for myself. So once I graduated, I started realizing, like, you know what, like, I can't live my whole life being a dancer. Not that, I was thinking in that point, like, I love dancing. I still do it to this day, but it's not something that's like, oh, I'm gonna make a ton of money off of it. But
were you still competing after? When you were a super senior, were you competing?
Oh, for sure, yeah, for sure. And then once I graduated, I started realizing, like, you know what, like, I need to start over. And that's when I went to Evergreen Community College. It's like, I need to start over. Like, I don't know, I don't know a lot of math. I'm a pretty decent writer, but there's a lot of things I didn't understand. So I went to Evergreen. That's why it took me, like, my journey, dude, I'm 30 years old now. I've been in school my whole life. My whole life.
That's crazy to think
Right?
about.
And, you know, now, trust me, dude, I hated school in the beginning. But I knew I had to, like, I had to start over. So when I went to community college, I did pre-algebra over. And my mom's like, you don't even have to do that. The counselor said you don't have to do that. I go, yeah, I know, but you know, after doing that strive from junior, senior year, it's like, you know, and then doing an extra year, I was like, no, I need this. Like, that's kind of like where my discipline came. It's like, I needed to do this. Like, I needed to start over. Took algebra, took, you know, English 1, 2, all the way. I was in community college for like 4 or 5 years.
Did you, that starting over, did it come from not, like me, I had to find something I was good at because of high school. I felt like, oh, dude, you're just dumb. Like, was it
big time?
Was it just because like you didn't want to be dumb?
You know, funny thing that you say that. And I'm gonna be transparent as much as I can here too. I was in special classes as well.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in special classes because, you know, I needed that type of assistance. I was in special classes because I was lazy. I didn't like school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like it. Like, you know, so the teachers, even when I was in elementary school, like you name it, they told my mom, oh, he has ADD, he can't pay attention. It's like, no, dude, I just don't like sitting and doing this. Like, I'd much rather, like, I would look at picture books. My mom would tell me stories in kindergarten. I look at picture books all the time. Yeah. Like, I would literally, everyone would be writing, like doing the ABCs and stuff. I'd just get up off my seat and I'd go look at the books and I'd look at the pictures and the stories.
That's crazy.
Since the very beginning. And, you know, and like I said, you know, being transparent, I was in special classes and it wasn't because I was dumb. Yeah. You know, it wasn't because I was like, you know, oh, it's just not clicking. It was just because
just didn't care.
I didn't care. Yeah. You know,
I was the same way.
I didn't care, you know, and at that point, I didn't care. Oh, you know, I hit it. I think only Alex knew. And some people be like, hey, dude, why are you coming out of that class? Like, I used to lie.
I left my bag in there.
I used to lie. Teachers, hey, dude, you know, they need help, you know.
They need help.
Yeah, no, that's a horrible thing to joke about. But yeah, I was, you know, back to it. I was in those classes.
Did you have, so my best friend, Tito, I mean, he'll tell anybody. He was in special classes.
I think I had a couple classes with him.
Oh, dude, both of you guys
Smart
in the
guy.
same class?
Smart dude.
Both of you guys in the same class?
Oh, we were cracking jokes, dude. Hey, you know what? If that class was good for anything, it was just our improv skills. Yeah. We were just cracking them. Yeah. I think we had Mr. Luna, was like the wrestling teacher at the time. That guy was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? Like, I think at one time, man, said the F word. I'm like, yes. It's an A for me. No, that's horrible. No, yeah, I had Tito and, a couple classes. And me and him, dude, joking around. That's how I met Tito. Nice guy. You know, just joking around.
But once you got to, once you got to Evergreen, it just started clicking? Evergreen, it's a community college.
It was after I graduated high school. It started clicking. It was like, you know what? Like, I think I might like this. Yeah. You know, just bettering myself, like, you know, getting out of that rut of, like, not caring, you know, and it's not, like, you know, you say, oh, I feel like I'm an idiot. I'm dumb. It's like, no. It's like, yeah, those were in the back of my mind, like, oh, you can't do anything. What are you going to do? You know, you're a dancer, you know, you don't know how to write well. You don't know how to do math. You're not going to be an accountant, you know, and that goes back to the journey. Like, it's been a long one. I put myself through community college for 5 years, starting over with everything, English and math, all over. Damn. Yeah, that's why it took so long. People, dang, why are you in community college for that? I was like, I needed to do that. I needed that discipline in my life because I didn't have it.
You went to community college for 5 years?
5
by
years.
Choice?
Yeah.
Because you took classes?
I knew I needed, like, to take my time with things.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like, at the same time, it's like I was drawing that whole time. I was dancing that whole time. So I was like, you know, I'll take 2 or 3 classes here and there. You know what I'm saying? So it's from there, it was like, and I'm glad I did that now. Because if I would have just went full on, I probably would have been done a lot faster. But it's funny, I did it subconsciously. I'm barely realizing it now that I always made time for drawing and dancing. Yeah. I always made time expressing myself. I never went full on to the books, like, okay, math, English, you know what I'm saying? Learning this and that. Like, there was always a part of me that said, okay, yo, take a break, put it down. It's time to go dance in the garage, or it's time to just draw for hours. Yeah. So it was like, that's why it took so long as well. But it just, in the aspect of starting over, you know, I went from I had to start pre-algebra, went all the way to statistics. Dude, when I passed that statistics class, I was like, what is going on? It's kind of emotional to think about because it's like, I wasn't a bright kid, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always had this feeling like, I'm not good enough. You know, I'm not going to.
But you were bright, but you just didn't.
I
Like,
just
you
didn't
keep going
care.
back to. You
Yeah,
just didn't
I
care.
just didn't, I didn't care. And once I started to care, I was like, man, like, I can do this stuff. I can write.
Yeah.
I can write really good. I can actually do statistics, which is like, I don't know if you guys know what statistics.
Yeah,
It's
fuck that class.
It's reading and math. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm like reading and I'm like winging this, like.
Yeah.
But I did it, and I think, a lot of the times, especially with me, speaking on my part, I underestimated myself big time. And I think that, let alone not just words and thoughts, but the way you think of yourself is a big factor on how you live your life. Like,
Yeah.
you said, I'm an idiot. I'm dumb.
Dude,
Can't
for
do this.
years, for years, like just 2 years ago, it started coming out. It started like I started my whole mindset different.
Mm-hmm.
I said it different, and it was from when I married my wife when I was 22. That's fucking crazy.
Crazy, right?
At 22, from 22 to like 27, I got it because at 22 I got a job at FedEx. I was like, okay, this is simple. This is simple.
And it's easy.
It's easy. I just drive around, just toss boxes all over the place.
It's funny how you can easily just, I can do this.
Yeah.
As if, like, not saying.
Not
like,
that you want to do it.
it's not that you want to. I can do this. I know I can do this.
Yeah.
It's like, why couldn't you see further beyond that? You know what I'm saying?
And I got there and I got stuck there, right? Not that there's anything wrong with doing those jobs, but I mean it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing that there's something for people that just want to make the money, get a big house, and you're able to do that.
Yeah.
But that wasn't me. I was going to work every day pissed. Dude, I wouldn't put I was the laziest. I was always causing problems at FedEx. It's just dude, I didn't want to do it.
Sounds like a lot like me.
Yeah, I just didn't want to do it. So everybody was cool with me. Like the managers liked me. Like they all.
You're a funny dude.
Yeah,
like,
well, not really funny, just goofy. You're
yeah,
funny.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
nah, dude. Goofy for sure.
No, but they're all cool with me, so I never really got fired. But
That's a good thing. They kept you around, dude. Nah, dude, livens up the whole morning. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, so it's just. But then at 27, I just realized it was like, okay,
Yes.
I got to figure something out. Like I can't do this the rest of my life.
Same age.
Commuting, yeah.
Same age for me.
Commuting, and I just woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm gonna go find a gym, because I knew I was good at athletics, but martial arts is cool because you get to express yourself, like
Big time.
better in martial arts than in like baseball and basketball. And there's no way I was gonna go to the NBA, so I'm not even gonna try playing basketball. But martial arts, you get to express yourself in different ways. It's an art, right? So I mean, it's just 27. My mindset changed.
That's awesome, man. I started the academy at 27.
Yeah.
But prior to that, when I was doing community college, and I know I was joking before, I was in like special classes. That was something that was like very special to me because once I graduated, I went to community college. And I originally wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Once I graduated, I was like, I want to be a teacher because I was passionate. Like I felt like, not that the education system failed me. It definitely did it. My teachers were amazing. I had great teachers, but it was like, I wanted to be a teacher where it's like, hey, if I meet someone who was like me, who's like, I'm not really vibing with, the whole curriculum of like general ed,
Yeah.
but I'm a creative person. Like I wanted to be like, you know what, I know I can guide that person because, I feel like I didn't have teachers that understood like how my mind is working. That's why they would tell me, oh, you have ADD, your son has ADD, he can't pay attention, he's lazy. It's like, no, I'm not. Not that I have ADD, it's just I don't want to sit here and do this. I want to go look and, take things in visually. It's not that I was lazy. I just didn't want to do that work. I would much rather be dancing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for community college, actually my whole 4 or 5 years, I was trying to be a teacher for elementary school teacher. And then I went to programs. I was on my way.
Your whole goal wasn't to get to.
Never.
That's crazy.
My goal wasn't to be a storyboard artist. My goal wasn't to be a visual storyteller in any way. My goal was to be a teacher because I felt like I can, you know, me struggling so much, you know, through education and just like my high school, middle school, like I didn't graduate middle school. I wanted to be like, you know what, I got to give back because I struggled through that. And I wish I had somebody, a counselor, anyone who understood like, hey, you know, you got to get right. But like, you know, because when you're told at that age, you're like, oh, of course you're going to rebel. You're like, you know,
Yeah.
I got to do that, you know? So like it had to have been my 4th year. This is crazy because this is kind of like where everything, you know, I come from a real spiritual family.
Yeah.
You know, growing up in church, you know, my
Dude, your family's different, man.
yeah, very spirit-filled family. And I love
What are we doing today, babe?
We're gonna bake with La Gloria Panaderia.
What's a panaderia?
Bread.
Like pan dulce?
Yeah. Mexican bread.
kind of distracted.
Yeah. I'm all looking.
I'm
at
all,
it.
you need help over there? Trying to help you out, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
No, you're good. So my 4th year, we had a job fair at Evergreen. And I kid you not, 3 days before that, I was at my house. And I was working for my parents at the time. They had a Christian clothing company called JCLU, and I was just working. And while I was working, even then, I was drawing, right?
Yeah.
My grandma comes in. My grandma's a pastor. Has been a pastor my whole life. I can't say when she started, but ever since I was born, you know, she's been a pastor. And she sees me drawing, and she walks up. She goes, you know, she's all, God has a plan for you, and you're gonna be an artist. You know, you're gonna draw. And I was like, what? No way. Like, that's crazy. Like, you know, I'm thinking just like, you know, I've always, and I'm
What do you
thinking,
draw? You're all drawing like apples.
I
and,
was
like,
drawing like, I think I was drawing something crazy too.
Yeah.
Like, but even my grandma's looking at it, and she's probably, oh, you probably shouldn't be drawing that. But she's like, you know, God's plan for you, you know, and you're gonna be an artist. You're gonna get paid to do that, and that's your path.
That's
kind of
freaking
thing.
awesome, man.
It's crazy.
Isn't it crazy
Yeah.
how grandparents just
It's so weird.
they just know because they're older than our parents.
Yes.
And they're
It's just so weird. And then I'm like, you know, and even when she told me that, she planted a seed in me because it was like, I always wanted to be an artist. I always wanted to get paid. I'm like, it was a far-fetched thing for someone like me, and back to like you where it's like, oh, I went to FedEx because I can do it.
Yeah.
It's like, I could never see past, you know, a teacher, like, oh, a teacher, I can do that. I'm passionate about it. I know I can do that. I never saw, no, actually, I guess what my dream was always since I was in 12th grade, when I was in 6th grade, when I was 12 years old, I always wanted to be an artist. Always, I wanted to be a cartoonist. That's all I did was watch cartoons, movies.
Dude,
I played with action figures. Like my imagination was on overload.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was another reason why they're like, oh yeah, ADHD. Like this kid's all over the place. Like I'm playing with my hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I knew that was what I wanted to do. 3 days after that, I'm walking Evergreen to one of my classes. Actually, I'm walking from, it's my last class, the job fair. There's Academy of Art University right there. They had a booth. And I was just like, you know what? There is no instinct in me to ever do this. When I went to school, I went to class and from, like to and fro. Like I never, there was no, you know, hey, what's up? Let's hang out. No, dude, I don't want to be on a school campus.
Yeah.
I came here to get what I'm, you know,
Bro,
gonna
I've
do.
been here for 5
Hey,
years.
dude, you want to go? Yeah, I'm getting the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be on this campus any longer than I have to. So I'm walking, I see Academy of Art, and I'm like, there's no part of me that would ever, I don't know why I did it, but I went over there and I started talking to the lady. I was like, yeah, you know, I've been drawing for like, you know, and that was another thing with my grandma, like planning on seeing me. You know, I've been drawing for like so-and-so since I was young. I go, you know, is there a career in this? She's like, oh yeah. She's like, if you dedicate yourself and you discipline yourself to the arts, you know, and you know, you have the right instructors, it could definitely be something.
Yeah.
You know, you can become this. So at that time, I was like, all right, I signed up. I got a pamphlet in the mail probably like a week later. And I was already ready. I was 2 years. I was going to go to San Jose State and, you know, do 2 years, get my teacher's credentials. Funny thing is I could actually be a substitute teacher now. I have my associates in arts degree.
Yeah.
So I could be a substitute teacher. I just never done it, you know, because I was like, nah, dude, like, I think I'm going to go for art. So once I got the pamphlet, I'm like looking through the pamphlet.
Dude, this is crazy to me.
It's crazy.
It's crazy to me because I just saw you as this dude that was really good at dancing. He draws now. I didn't know that you were you weren't struggling with trying to find your way, but you were kind of just like the same way I was.
It's a
you know?
journey, dude.
Yeah,
It's
like,
not
trying to
something I
figure out-
woke up in the morning. Hey, I'm gonna be an artist. It doesn't work that way, dude. I'm sorry.
But that's what you get. You're so. I was so not in tune with other people because I kind of sheltered myself like from away from people. So I just assumed everybody was doing good.
Right?
You know what I mean?
I compared myself all the
Yeah,
time. I mean, I
dude.
got Drew as one of my best friends. I'm like, okay, dude, like, you're killing it.
Awesome.
Hey, dude, good job. You know, and I always was generally like, dude, yeah, because you know, I really appreciated those people in my life. Like, you know, it kind of goes back to that thing where it's like, you know, your community and who you bring in your life, that shapes you. You know, that's what I said before in the beginning. Like, it takes a village, you know, for you to become any type of role or vocation in that village. Like, what are you going to be? And you're going to be a gardener, you're going to be a hunter, you're going to be a farmer. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a village to let you know that. And with my friends, it was like I was surrounded by, like, big shout out to Drew, doing really good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everything he does. Big shout out to Taylor, Alex, you know, my buddy Tucker. Like, all these people shaped me because they were all doing something.
Yeah.
And I was getting left behind. Like, I was like, I got to keep up. These are my homies. I got to keep up. I got to do something. And they, like, little did they know, you know, they inspired me and they made me want to do great. And a big shout out to Taylor. You know, I love that guy. When I went to community college, he's all, you're going to get in all the classes I'm going to get into. He went to every class with me. I go, oh, we can make it fun. He's all, we make it fun thing. I'd rather have class with you.
Yeah.
Almost every English math class I had, it was with him. And we went to school, hey, dude, you need a ride? Helped me out every time. Homework, hey, dude, what'd you do in the homework? Like, we were in class together. Yeah. And I definitely wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for him.
Dude, it's we had another guest on named Diego. Smart kid. He's 20. He just turned 25 today. I don't know why I called him a kid.
It's a grown man.
No, but he said something that I really think about all the time. It's cliche, but I didn't really think about it until now that I'm older. He's like, you're as good as the 5 people around you.
Oh,
and
I like
it's
that.
just, I didn't think about that. And it's not a knock on people around me back when I was in my early 20s. It's just they weren't doing the things that I wanted to do, you know? And now I have people around me. Like, I have fighters. I have creative people. The whole fight team, you got a tattoo artist. You got my sister, like, who's making making beanies, and just all of them are creative, right? And it's just, it's both of my worlds are in one.
Once you unlock, like, one thing, oh my God.
Yeah.
I love expressing myself through this way. You know, actually, I think I could do this. Oh, I think I could do that too.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm like, you feel like you got it figured out. You're like, dude, I'm like level 50 in life right now. I'm like, dude, I can, you know, do this, and that. And it's like, you know, I think when that happens, it's like, you're fucking done limiting yourself. Yeah. You're like, you know what? There is no boundary to what I can do. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And that's something that, like, you know, not a lot of people realize. People go their whole life and not realize it.
Yeah.
So when people do realize it, it's like, oh man, dude, you're a powerful human being. Your brain, your creativity, your imagination, that is something that can take you to great lengths and make you feel really amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're back to, like, your community. It's like, these people were doing something. I had to do something. I had to keep up.
Yeah.
So when I did, I was like, okay, I may not be as fast as them, but I know that this is where I'm going to go. Because me and my journey, like, dude, I'm 30 years old. I'm still at university. Yeah. It took a long time for me to trust that process. You know how hard I am on myself? Like, I'm my worst critic. 100%, dude.
But I think that's a good thing, because there's some people that go through it quick. They're
quick.
like, my parents want me to do this.
And they gas out towards the end.
Yes.
Big time.
My sister, when she first moved in with me, I was like, go to school. Don't be like me. Go to school. So she went to school. She graduated from junior college, went to Merced University, got an accounting degree, and got her bachelor's. And it was like, okay, now what do I do? You know, she didn't know how to hustle. She didn't have life experience. She didn't know all that stuff, you know? And so she started fighting, and it's just this whole other world woke up to her. And it was really what she really wanted to do.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think, because I used to be envious of people where it's like, man, they're graduating university at like 23, 24. And I'm like, man, what am I doing? You know, I'm like back to like, dang,
Living.
I'm an idiot. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, but living.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just now that I think of it now, if I would have went to Academy of Art University at 21, I would have blew it. I would have wasted my money.
Yeah.
100%.
You'd have been trying to beat a tagger.
I would have been like trying to do, and I've done, you know, grew up with friends who were doing that too. So
Yeah.
that's another thing about community. Like throughout my whole journey, it was like after high school, you know, I started hanging out. Big shout out to Mitch and my boy Mesh, graffiti artists,
Yeah.
really good graffiti artists. They were at my house every day. Every day. I'd come home, they'd be at the table doing throw ups, straights, all of it just on paper. Then they go out at night and do it. Like, and they'd be like, oh, dang, you guys are drawing? Jump on the table. We'd be there literally from like after school, like 1:30 p.m. to like 9 p.m. at night, 10 p.m. till they had to leave. I kid you not. We were drawing, we were doing, like, I tried doing like tags and stuff too. I mean,
You were just having fun?
I was just having fun. I would do characters for them.
So you didn't realize you were learning.
Oh, not at all.
That's fucking
Because I never took art serious. It was like, you know, like I said, I didn't see it. There was still a veil on like that whole path.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, you know, dang, mom was like, I have homework to do. I was like, no, I'm just chill here with Mitch and Mesh, and I'm
Yeah.
just, you know, I'm gonna be drawing. But yeah, even then, like they shaped me in a certain way. It was like, okay, pushing me. I didn't know. They didn't know.
Yeah.
But they were pushing me. Hey, dude, art's still here in your life. You know what I'm saying? It's there. And then growing up, art's still there. With Drew, you know what I'm saying? Smoking weed all damn day,
Yeah.
chilling in his room, reading comic books, watching movies, drawing, listening to music. I was building this database in my head of all the things that I loved. And I was like, it was
not even
leading.
database. You were planting seeds.
100%.
Yeah.
All visions, everything. Comic book story. We were reading like all, dude, he has so much comic books. I think he's selling them all now.
Yeah.
It's just sad. But I tell him, like, what are you doing, dude? But, you know, he's figuring things out. But all the comic books he had, man, we would just read them like stoned all day. I'd be at his house all day. I wouldn't go home till like 2 a.m. We're playing video games, just absorbing all this kind of stuff. And then even then made me who I am. Like, I know how to tell a story.
Is this in
now.
your 20s or in high school?
This was like probably after high school, because I was chilling with Drew a lot, like probably like my early 20s, mid 20s, on and off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I was partying a lot too. So that was another reason, like through community college, I was, you know, partying. Like, you know, I've seen you at Agave a couple times. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I still was, I think I was holding on to like the whole partying too.
Yeah.
Because I was scared. You know, with knowledge comes like a lot of like, dang, Spider-Man, knowledge comes responsibility. But it's true because it's like you're learning and you're evolving. You're like developing like man, I can do things. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do something bigger than what I'm settling for.
Yeah.
That's a lot of responsibility, and you get scared of that. So it's like part of me was like, I'm not ready to grow up yet, dude. So I would party. I'd go out party, hang out with my buddy, go out to the club, drink, smoke weed all day. You know what I'm saying? Like just anything from growing up kind of thing.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was, like I said, I was like, dang, like I'm about to have even when I got my AA degree, I'm like, I'm about to get my AA degree. Like,
You know what's
dang,
crazy
I better
is
go
that-
party or something. Like, I gotta celebrate this, you know?
You
It's
know
like,
what's crazy is that I grew up, I never really grew up, but I grew up fast. I got a family. I got married. I started renting a house with my family, and I was looking at you, and I was living. I'll be honest, like we were living shitty. Like we had this shitty little renting house before we got this. We were living in a shitty little house, commuting over the hill, and I thought that's what I was supposed to do. You know, that's what my family ingrained in me. Like work hard. You know, and I seen you guys, people from high school, and like, man, they're having fun. Like I'm over here fucking gaining weight, commuting over the hill, not having a life, you know? And then it's just like you're saying, like you never didn't want to grow up. It's like that's what growing up is.
yeah.
But that's not how to grow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's it.
It was fun, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but there's a lot, you know. I don't regret anything leading up to my life till today at all.
Yeah.
But it was fun, but it was also, I look back like, damn, I wasted a lot of my time. Damn, how much money did I give that bar? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Bro,
but
I at 21, I was double fisting bottles that I bought because I
Oh,
thought it would be
dude.
cool. You know what I'm saying?
walking in there, yo, what up?
Didn't even have the money. Yeah, if you're doing it now, that's cool. But what the
Dude.
fuck, dude?
We were doing, when I was like 21, 22, Alex was at Santa Barbara. We were doing Edward 40 hands. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's when you take two 40s and you tape them to your hand.
Yeah.
And you got to finish both 40s before you can like eat shit or puke. So like,
It's so stupid.
It's the stupidest thing ever. But it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I remember literally we'd go there for the weekend. I remember like Fridays, okay, we're doing Edward 40 hands today. If you fail, like that's it. I remember I got to a point where like, dude, I failed like the first 2 times. Saturday came on. I'm fucking doing this, dude. Like, there's no way. I don't know why we did it. It was just dummies, you know, having a good time. But I eventually did it. Whoever did it, we dubbed them like the sheriff. So you're the sheriff of Pound. You're the sheriff of Pound Town. So it's like we're dumb like that. But yeah, no, dude. Like all that was just like, and he was at university at the time, Santa Barbara, and I was just like, hey, you know, not in school. I'm just visiting to party with you, dude. But yeah, that goes back to like, you know, I just, you know, I was scared to grow up. It's a scary thing, you know. And then when I got my A degree, I was like, that's when it started like, okay, you know, I went to the Academy of Art booth. I was like, yo, the funny thing, getting back to that, they sent me something in the mail as orientation. I don't do this stuff, dude. I don't sign up. Like for me, dude, like I don't leave my house. Like I'm either drawing or dancing or doing something, like I'm very like, or going out with my homies. Yeah. I don't go on like endeavors or like journeys to better myself. Like I just wasn't like that. You know, Evergreen was down the street from my house. That's a walk, hop, skip, and a jump. You know what I'm saying? And then with this, like orientation, I'm like thinking about it. I didn't, you know, no one told me to do this. I did it on my own. It's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Wrote my name, like, all right, send me an email, orientations on Thursday, you know, go up to San Francisco, and the orientation's in San Francisco. And I was like, that was a long shot for me to get on the train or get in a car, go all the way. It's not far, but it's like, for me, it's like, you ask my friends, about, oh, Max traveling? Yeah, right. I only go on vacations,
but
you know?
You don't understand, during that time when you were commuting to the art school, your story on Instagram was fucking hilarious. Dude, like I'd be driving at FedEx and I'd see your story of like you would film people, right?
What? There was like, was it Rudy? There was like a homeless guy. Yeah. Like I was parked next to the parking lot.
You knew his name?
Yeah, his name was Rudy. Hey, what's up, Rudy? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, hey, what's up? He was fishing. You're not supposed to fish in the Guadalupe River, dude. So I'd film him like from the bridge. Like, hey, Rudy. I remember once I was like, Rudy, what up? Yeah. And he just out of nowhere starts waving his hands like, you know, like, what the F, dude? Did you lose a fish? I look down. There's fucking fish in the Guadalupe River. I'm like, what the fuck? There's actually fish in there. So,
oh, shit.
Yeah, so that was like, I used to film him all the time. I was like, okay, I think I need to stop it. He's getting pissed off. But yeah, I used to love making those, dude. Those stories. That's what I was like, I think I need to get back to that because it's like, you know.
Yeah, because you're funny, dude.
Everyone used to message me. Like, why you guys like this so much? Like, I'm just like, dude, oh, dude, you're funny. Like, dude, I'm just, you know.
You're just being Max.
Just being me, you know.
I was thinking about it right now, about how we were talking about growing up, and it was so ingrained in us that hip hop was it all goes back to hip hop because that's your world, right? Mm-hmm. Art, hip hop, but it was so ingrained in us that hip hop was bad. Do you get that feeling? It wasn't bad. It was like it wasn't. There wasn't a future in it, right?
Sure.
When you talk about hip hop, it's not just rapping. It's graffiti.
All of it.
It's art. It's dancing. It's
straight culture.
Yeah, straight culture.
100%.
And it's like if you weren't in the inside, if you're on the outside looking in, you would think, okay, that's something young people do. You know? And then, but now as we get older, that whole, because I barely started smoking when I was 28, probably even 29, really. Mm-hmm. And I was smoking, and I just watch a bunch of hip hop videos. Dude, listening to Wu-Tang and listening to like the lyrics that they're saying.
Artistry.
Yeah, it's just like
at the utmost.
Yeah, they were ahead of their time.
Right? I got lyrics in my head right now. I
text
dude,
my boy,
so fire.
My boy Juan. He's a b-boy graffiti artist. I text him. I go, dude, these dudes were life warriors before like.
Well, they had a struggle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was the slums of Shaolin. You know what I'm saying? It was like they were rapping about their upbringing, you know, what they went through. And that's artistry at its purest form.
But
You know what
not
I'm
just
saying?
gangster. Not just,
Oh heck no! They love kung fu. They love.
Yeah.
They grew up watching kung fu movies. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Lee, all that before that, like, and they were like even like Liquid Swords, Genius, the Jizza, his album, one of my favorite albums of all time. All of his intros to his songs are like they're clips from like old kung fu. Like I think one's from Shogun Assassin, old samurai movie, and it's just like one of the dopest tracks. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, artistry. There has to be a form. Like, you know, it's funny going back to is it Nashi? Am I
Nashi,
saying that?
yeah.
Nashi. So when you showed me her artwork and how she told that story,
Yeah.
the one with
Her in her room.
in her room with like that sentient being, like a monster kind
Yeah.
of thing. That is something when I looked at it, I was like, she has storytelling skills.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, you can be an artist, you can be an amazing drawer, you can draw amazing, a great draftsman. But if you don't have a story to tell, then what is your art?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You are one of many. So at Nashi, when I saw that, and then even just like how you're saying, like, you know, with everything that she's going through, she has a story that only she can tell.
Yeah.
No one can tell that story. So to have it backed by being a draftsman, being able to draw, that's a powerful thing.
I didn't.
That's
The
a
way you
powerful
explained it. The way you explained
You know what
it
I'm
was
saying?
crazy.
Because she, like I said, she's going through something that many go through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then for her to visually tell that story, fucking powerful. Because the people who are going through that will see that and be, oh man, I get chills because I'm fucking passionate about this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone has a story. Everyone has a struggle. To be able to express it, you know what I'm saying? Even with your fighting, you know what I'm saying? There's passion behind that.
Yeah.
With each punch you throw, there's a reason behind that. You know what I'm saying? Your drive, your discipline, waking up at 5:30 in the morning, that's the magic hour.
Yeah.
I used to wake up at 5:30 just to make the train to get to go draw for 8 hours, 6 hours in San Francisco. I wake up at 5:30, get in my car, sun's not even up yet. It's magic hour, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, even then I used to pray. Prayer was a big thing with me. Like I wake up, I don't know why, there was just something about 5 a.m. waking up while everyone's sleeping. I felt in tune. There's this weird feeling where I would just like, when I'm driving, no
You're
music.
doing something.
No music.
No music.
Just praying,
Yeah.
talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just praying to God, yeah, you know, thankful for this day. I'm grateful for another day of life, you know what I'm saying? The fact I can pursue what I'm doing, give me the creativity, the strength, and I always say, most of all, give me the joy, because joy is contagious.
Yeah.
And every person I meet, I make sure, I don't care if I'm having a bad day, worst day, I make sure to give it a smile. Hey, what can I help you with? Inspire any way I can. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what keeps me going. Like, even with talking with you, because like some of the people from my school would be like, dang, dude, you're an inspiring dude. I'm like, nah, not really, man. I go, you know what it is? I go, I'm reflecting.
Yeah.
Because what I'm telling you is really what I want to tell myself, but I can never really do it sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll come across people, man, you know, my art's not this and that. Nah, man, you're great. You're on your way. Like, how old? Because I'm old at university. All these young people, dope, prodigies, really good. You know, and there's some people who are like, you know, my art's. I'm like, nah, man. Sometimes I'll dumb myself down to make them feel bad. You know, hey, dude, I'm 28 years old, bro. You're 22 and you're doing artwork like this? I go, watch when you're my age. You're going to be dope. You know what I'm saying? But that's one thing, like iron sharpens iron. Like I'm always like there to like, hey dude, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be great. And in the end, it's like when I tell them that, I'm telling myself that you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be great, your art's great, keep going, don't stop. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing you could do is quit. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's, like I said, I'm just reflecting, and I think that goes back to being a teacher too, because it's like you said, hip hop was something that was frowned upon.
Yeah.
You can't make a living off being a dancer.
Yeah.
I wish, the reason why I wanted to be a teacher is because if I had a student in my class who was a dancer and an artist, I'd be like, you can make a living off of that. You can teach choreography, make big money. You could compete in Red Bull BC, do all these tournaments. If I see an artist, you can make a living off that. Yeah. You can be a character designer. You could be visual development. You could be a storyboard artist. You could be director, film, photography, whatever. I want to be able to tell them that, because going through school, no one told me that. No one told me that. Everyone told me that, oh, you're wasting your time dancing. You're wasting your time drawing. No one told me you can make a living off of this you can study to become this. You can be great at this.
Yeah.
So when I actually realized that, I was like, I need to be a teacher because, you know what I'm saying? And I very much, teaching is very much still my heart. I teach kids dance, and I tell them all the time, like, hey, do your homework, always make sure to express yourself. You know, if you guys come here, we dance for an hour. I go, let it out. I start my classes freestyle. I go, what songs you guys want to dance to? You let it out. You know what I'm saying? Because you're because I know school's tough. And I tell them, I know school's tough. You know what I'm saying? I had 2 that were in high school and 1 that was in middle school. And like, yeah, man, we got a lot of textbooks. I go, hey, well, now you let it out. Let's dance.
Sorry, what?
No, just expressing themselves. 15-minute freestyle.
Teaching, it does a lot, huh?
Oh my God.
For everything.
Oh my God. It's the most selfish thing you could do in your life.
Yeah, it's selfish, but it gives you so much.
And I say selfish in the best way.
Yeah.
Because
I see what you're saying. Okay, I thought
it's
you meant unselfish.
No, it's the most selfish thing.
Why?
Like Denzel Washington says, the most selfish thing you could do is help somebody else. Because it makes you feel so good.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like it's in a good way.
Yeah.
Because he's like, when I teach these kids, it's like, little do I know, I'm helping myself because I'm looking at what I learned in a different perspective, and it's making me become a master at it. Yeah, I'm never gonna be perfect at anything. I know people say practice makes perfect. Practice makes improvement in my eyes. Like, I'm never gonna be perfect. I'm never gonna be the best artist I'm never gonna be the artist that I'm gonna be in my head ever, or the dancer. You know what I'm saying? But with that, it's like, I always go out of my way to help people, dude. And like, I'll be, oh, dude, I'm having trouble with this. But hey, you let me know, hit me out. I don't care if I'm swamped with assignments, swamped with commissions, whatever. I'll help you. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got you. Because it really is. It makes you feel fantastic. When people are like, dude, I passed that assignment. Dude, thanks for helping me. Like, yeah, dude, no problem. Like, damn, like, what I'm feeling right now, like, shoot. Hey, who else needs help? Like, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, but no, on a serious note, I love it.
But doesn't it, when you're teaching dance, right? When you teach dance, doesn't it go into other things?
100%.
Help you with other things, like help you learn other things, help you have a drive for the other things, like
it's
drawing.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
Because big shout out to Alex, too. Back to Alex Gordon. He taught me how to play guitar in high school. I was failing classes. I wanted to learn guitar. So I'm playing guitar. I was like, dude, you play the jams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, teach me. Yeah. He taught me how to play guitar. And after that, it took a while. It took like a year. And then I learned how to play chords and stuff. Tell me why my grades were going up while I was learning how to play guitar. I don't know what it was. I grasped onto a discipline.
That's crazy.
I committed myself, and I was like, I need to do this. Then I realized subconsciously, not like, oh, dude, I can do this, I can do that now. By learning and being dedicated and committed to learning guitar, I transcended that to my studies, to my math, English, like all my classes. And then my grades started going F, D to C minus. Like, I'm like, what the heck? How are my grades getting better? You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like I was learning to discipline myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Instead of being scolded, like, so, oh, you didn't do your homework? Well, you're getting an F. Like, it's like, I feel like there is it was a different way to express it. And with me learning guitar, it was like, I needed to discipline myself. That was the first time I disciplined myself. Even though I had disciplined myself in dance and drawing, not even drawing yet, for sure. Drawing is like the end of my story. It was the beginning, but it's also like towards the end, like now where I'm at. But dancing was always a really freeing thing for me. It's like therapy even today. If I don't dance for like a couple weeks, I'm like, oh man, I feel good. Yeah, you know it's like, could you imagine not going to the gym?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I tell my sister all the time because I'm basically, I don't want to say mentoring. I'm her older brother, so she lives with me. She's trying this fighting thing, but I always tell her, you can't always just be a fighter. You have to plant seeds everywhere.
Of course.
And but don't go away from fighting. Ever. You need the gym. You need martial arts to make everything else explode. Make everything else grow. It's just that's her dancing. Mm-hmm. That's my dancing.
Yes.
Right. If that goes away, then everything else falls to shit.
Do you know how many times I tried to quit dancing? I kid you not. I kid you not. I tried to quit dancing probably like, I can't even 20, 30 times throughout my whole life. Yeah. You fucking dance anymore? I'm not making money off this. Like, quit. Ask my buddy Dave. Dude, you're quitting again? Like, yeah, dude, I can't. I never did. Yeah. It always came creeping back. That was my foundation. Because at an early age, like I said, my uncle taught me, and he was probably one of the best teachers I ever had.
Yeah.
He was real hard on me.
Yeah.
That's what made me so good at it. That's when I realized I need teachers who fucking care. If you got to be hard on me, be hard on me. That's fine. And even then, he molded, and I'm so grateful for my uncle. Shout out to Money B, Brian Moreno. He molded my, really in a way, he like made me think creatively.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He made me like, oh, if you're going to wave, what are you going to wave into? If you're going to hit, you're going to do this. Like, he taught me how to express myself. He taught me how to be creative when it came to, like, my moves.
But you had somebody, he was somebody that went through it all.
Oh, he went through
And
it.
he was legit, he was a legit dancer, right? You said
Oh,
legend?
He's a legend now.
So
Pocket.
he basically went through it all. Probably had a struggle because dancing
Oh,
wasn't
big
yeah.
time. Anyone, I'll tell you, anyone in the dancing world is a struggle. Yeah, he was into gangs, grew up, been to
Yeah.
prison.
So then you have all that knowledge, and he sees this little Max, and he's like, "All right, I'm just gonna give him all that knowledge
Everything I
I
have.
Yeah.
And I took that in, and then back to like where I'm at now. It's like I wouldn't be an artist if I didn't learn how to dance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. I wouldn't be a dancer if you know what I'm saying. If I wouldn't be drawing if or
It's all one thing.
It's all one thing.
Yeah.
And I started realizing that like even like one of my favorite teachers, Thomas G at the academy. He does charcoal drawings, makes shit look like butter.
Yeah.
He was so inspiring. He taught me rhythm. He's all when I was drawing, he can see it just like by looking at your drawing, he can tell if you're confident, if you have anxiety, any of that. He knows
That's
if you're nervous, it's the quality of your line stroke. He's all people who do chicken scratches, that's uncertainty. You're showing that you're not confident. Because you're like, oh, maybe it's there. Oh, maybe it's there. And you're nicking at it to make a form.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're confident, you're like, because the body has shape and volume. You know what I'm saying? Not one body is just a straight line. For the back, it comes out, for the glutes, everything. So I had to learn anatomy. So he told me, he's all, you're very confident in your lines. He's all, but you need more direction. And dude, he started, the way he taught me was like, it was very like, he was the teacher that I needed. He made me realize, he's all, there's rhythm to this shit.
Yeah.
It's not just we come in here and we draw. To the body, there's rhythm, there's humps, there's indents, there's, there's crevices. And with being a dancer, that also transcended to being a draftsman because I was like, the same way a beat would go, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? I kid you not. And I'm like, dude, that's what I say. Most dancers, they can rap too, if you notice.
Yeah.
Most rappers, they could dance.
It's all art. I'm learning that art is all one thing.
It's very connected.
Because even martial artists, like you'll see martial artists, and then COVID really made my eyes open to that. Not all of them.
Yeah.
There's some that are not creative at all.
Mm-hmm.
But most martial artists, they do other things that are artistic.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, once COVID hit, there wasn't no fighting. There wasn't even training. You know what I mean? So all these fighters that I knew started posting, playing the guitar, started drawing, started rapping. Like, it's just like
such a blessing and like a curse at the same time. And I love it, dude.
Yeah.
With COVID, like I think everyone was like, okay, you're in the house now.
yeah.
They were kind of forced to like, okay, I need to fucking express myself somewhere. I need to do something.
Some people didn't though.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That blows my mind
A lot of
because it's
people
like,
go crazy.
yeah, a lot of people get, or they go out hiking. They'll do it some way.
Okay, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
They'll go hiking, which is, they'll go, drive around. Like I notice if I'm in the house all day, I'll just go drive around the city. I don't know why. Just like, I got to get out. I
Yeah.
got to see things.
Well, lucky that you have a city. I have a fucking farm. Like, nothing wrong with Los Baños. Love Los Baños, but I can't just drive around here and then expect to have a good time.
Is it just one street that goes through the whole city? Because I started realizing that. I'm like, oh, because once I got in Los Baños, I'm like, okay, there has to be some zigzag somewhere.
We're on the up and up right now.
Yeah.
We're almost a
That's
city.
what's up, though.
We're a town. We're
I
almost,
get it though. There's
Yeah.
a lot of tranquility here that it looks like a good starting point.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I'm
growing.
saying? That's good.
But you were saying what were we talking about?
Beats me, man.
Okay.
I was smoking weed for
God
8 years
damn
in
it.
my
I
life.
need-
My short-term memory's gone. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn it. No, but so you're at the school, right?
Mhm.
You finally got to something that you wanted to do,
Mhm.
right? You're figuring it out. and you knew that you wanted to draw now, or you just like, I just want to start another thing?
I knew it was something that was with me for a long time since I was a
Yeah.
kid. I've always wanted to do it. I just never.
But did you know once you stepped into San Francisco Arts Academy, did you know? Like,
Oh, I knew for sure.
yeah, okay,
For sure. I went fucking hard.
yeah,
I went hard, boy. When I got there, I was like, yo, I dude. And everyone does this. When you go to art school, you think you're the fucking shit. Oh, I could draw, dude. Like, what the fuck? I
Yeah.
don't need none of hell no, dude. You can't fucking draw. They broke me in so many ways. They're like, dude, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. My mentors broke me into pieces only to like stitch me back up again and into like a draftsman, a
Yeah.
good draftsman. Because in the beginning I was shit. And I was like, and that's when I knew this is full time for me. I'm going hard. I'm not stopping. YouTube videos, like you said before. Everything I was doing, all of it. I did not spend. There was one time I was in my garage almost all week. Even I had my assignments were done. It's like, oh, draw like 30 to 40 heads. Dude, I did like 50, 60, 70 heads. I
Damn.
was so fucking hungry. I wanted it so bad. And another thing too was like I was older than all the other students in my class. So I was like, I had to keep up. It was back to like, my community. It's like, and the people I surrounded myself with. I had to keep up. Some of these kids were amazing. Good, 18 years old, like straight from, a lot of the international students, their work ethic is amazing.
because
Like-
San Francisco Arts Academy is big, right?
It's a private school, so
But
it's
well-known?
big. It's big.
Well known, I'm saying.
Oh yeah, it's pretty well known. It's not the Art Institute. A lot of people get confused with the Art Institute.
God damn it, my bad.
No. You said it right. The
Okay.
Academy of Art. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty well known. But I mean, at the same time, I like to say this because I have a couple buddies who went to the Art Institute. Amazing artists.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk crap about the Art. Oh, Art Institute, they're weak. It's like, no, dude, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not the institution that makes you a good artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's your drive. It's you who, you're going to make the best out of any school you go to. I could have went to the shittiest school. At that point in my head, I'm 27 years old. I had been through what I've been through. My journey the journey in identifying myself as an artist was there already. So I wasn't partying. I wasn't doing nothing. I stopped smoking like 4 years prior because I was like, oh, I want to do good in school. I can't do good if I'm smoking weed all the time. I quit
Yeah.
smoking.
Just to this day?
Haven't smoked.
Damn, I need to stop.
That's crazy. No, don't. I mean, I'm not advocating stop because everyone's different.
Yeah.
But me, I had smoked for 8 years straight.
Yeah.
And I was at community college and I was like, I was getting C's at community college, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, why am I still not doing so well? Is that me?
I think so. It's all right.
I was like, why am I still not doing well? And I was like, well, I'm smoking all the fucking time. So I was like, I'm high all the time. So
You're like,
I tested myself, bro. I was like, okay, I'm going to do a test. For one whole semester, I'm not going to smoke. It was hard.
Yeah.
Being an 8-year advocate, smoking weed almost like pretty much every day. I was like, I'm going to stop. I'm going to see what happens. One whole semester, I quit smoking. My grades went up almost 2 full letter grades. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I started, this isn't for me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I smoked a couple times, like throughout the year, like just recreational, but nothing like how I was before. Quit smoking, my grades went up 2 letter grades.
Yeah, I
It was a crutch for me, but that was just me. I'm not saying it's a crutch for everyone else. A lot of it, Drew, active, smokes weed all the time. Look
Yeah.
how successful he is.
I literally smoke at night just to slow my mind down. Dude, my mind's like running at 200 miles per hour, and I literally smoke at night just to slow it down, and it makes me like, okay, what did I do wrong today? What,
Dude,
you know what I
I
mean?
hate that feeling because when I did smoke after
Yeah.
that, fucking paranoid, dude.
Yeah?
Oh, dude, what am I doing? Like just doubting myself. Like big time. Like
But it
look
drives
what-
me.
yeah.
That paranoia drives
That's
me.
good. For
Yeah.
me, it was like, I don't know what I like screwed myself up when it comes to now. It's just like, I can't do it. Like, what are you doing? Like, I just doubt myself. Like all these thoughts that like I had conquered just creep up. And I'm like, dang, like I'm 30 years old, still at university. Like, even though that has nothing to do, like everyone has their own pace. And I had learned that, like, comparing myself to others. I stopped comparing myself once I went to
Yeah.
academy. And the crazy thing is back to the academy. I was getting decent grades in community college, but middle school, elementary school, high school, people get freaking awards and shit. Oh, honor.
I never
got any.
Never.
Ever.
Yeah.
It didn't bother me, but I'm like, fuck, what's going on?
My
I'm
daughter's
sitting at the assembly and shit, like
Why am I here?
just waiting for my name.
Not even getting a participation award or anything.
Nothing. I think I got one of those. Not even that. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm all, would I get one for sitting at the fucking assembly in the cafeteria? No, yeah, I never got one of those. So when I went to the academy, I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I'm getting A's, B pluses. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's how I knew. I was like, this is where I need to be. This is where I need to be. This is finally an institution that understood my artistry and my identity of what I wanted to be. Because I didn't get that in high school, even community college. I didn't get that. So going to an art school, it was like, yo, I belong here. This is where I need to be. This is exactly in my life where I need, where I'm supposed to be. And I don't really tell people this, but I actually got like a Spring Show award for this year, last semester. Yeah, and it was like,
what is that? Is that like?
It's an award you get for like character design or something. So I had won one, and dude, that was emotional for me because I submitted my stuff. I didn't think I was gonna win. I mean, a lot of students at that school. And out of nowhere, I'm getting messages on my Instagram like, dude, congratulations. I'm like, what is going on? Me and my girlfriend are sitting there. And she's like, dude, why is your phone blowing up all crazy? Like, beats me. I haven't contacted anyone in fucking years,
Are you pregnant?
Yeah, what's going on, dude? So anyways, they're hitting me up like, dude, congratulations. I'm like, wait, what's going on? And they're like, dude, you don't know? Have you not been watching? Because I'm out of the loop. I do my own shit. Like, you're not watching Spring Show Awards, dude? I'm like, and I went and watched it. And it was one of my teachers, Jeremy Salib, and he's like, hey, this next award goes to Timothy Fong, just dedicated artist. And I'm just like literally like getting chills because I'm like, what? I finally got an award.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Dude, I get emotional because I'm like, I struggled, going through the education system, just always being like not even an underdog, just not even a competitor at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always thought I was just whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I always say that I like being the underdog now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, even today, I'm not in any way, shape, or form successful. I don't have a lot of money. I'm still struggling.
That's not success.
Yeah, but that ain't success.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting to. But you know what I am successful in? Believing in myself, which is the hardest part of it all in the journey. But you can have bunch of people believe in you, but you don't believe in yourself, then it's like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? So just believing in myself, I'm successful in that. I'm confident now.
Yeah.
I know where I'm going. I have a direction. And I think for me, every day I'm drawing and every day I'm dancing and teaching, I'm successful. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? And that's like and I know you feel the same way.
Dude, I was about to tell you.
I know you
You could ask her, like, she says, my wife says, like, within a few months, like, I've literally changed.
Yeah.
I've literally changed from.
I can see it.
Yeah, my confidence just went.
Like, there's certain people that you just know, like, they have this aura, like, dude, you got it going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
it's not even just confidence. It's just, I just know where I need to go.
Exactly.
You
And that's success in itself, as long as you're moving towards something.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of times my car, was not going anywhere. I had no gas. My shit was broke down on the road. Kind of, and now I'm like, I was at a pit stop for the longest time watching all these people pass me by.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, he looks good in his new car. Boom, zooming by, fast. Little did I know, once I found out where I needed to go, once I fixed up where I wanted to be, I started driving more down the road, going towards where I wanted to go. I started seeing those same people broke down the side of the road, gassed out. Because they just, I feel like they just like, there was pressure. And it wasn't them. It was, for the most part, it's always, and I'm blessed for like my mom, it was mostly them. You need to do this. You need to be at university as soon as you get out of high school.
Yeah.
You need to do this. You got to graduate by 23, 24. You better have a job by 24, 25. I never had that. My mom never pressured me. She was my parents are young parents. My mom had me like 21.
But young parents, but like I said again, like your family's different. Like young parents, but they were open-minded.
Always.
Usually young parents are like fucking strict.
My dad would get frustrated sometimes. He's like, like, he's a good dancer, but shit, dude,
Let's
good
go,
in
dude. You're
good in school or
you're
something.
fucking
Yeah.
failing PE.
I did too. How is that like a thing? Like,
Yeah.
dang, he's like, he's a really good dancer, but shit, he's failing the fuck out of PE. I was the dude that everyone's yelling at on the last lap. Because Mr. Lucia would be like, yo, everyone better finish the fucking lap or no one's going to lunch. And it sucked because we had fourth period. Oh, the period before lunch is fourth, right?
Yeah.
I had fourth period of PE. I remember I just had everyone on the sideline. I'm the last dude running the lap. Like, he wouldn't let no one go till I finished.
Yeah.
He's like, hurry up, dude. Just yelling at me. I had my earphones in, listening to Bone Thugs. Like, I can't hear shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Probably. That's fucking hilarious.
but dude. My dad was frustrated, but now he understands. Like, because my dad's brother, my uncle Hector Fong, he's a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Been tattooing.
What the fuck?
It's the
dude?
90s.
Who the fuck are the Fongs?
Dude,
Like,
right? Not a lot of people know. Like,
Yeah.
My uncle, big shout out to my uncle. He works at Tattoo 13 in Oakland, off Telegraph Avenue. And they just opened their shop again after COVID. But he'd been drawing. When I was kids, he would have me pick my favorite Marvel card. And he'd do a big canvas of it and send it, like, for Christmas or my birthday. He'd, like, paint it.
Dude, that's crazy.
So that was another thing I was taking in where I was like, dude, like, I was surrounded by just art, dance. Like, that was like, and that played a big role. And I think my mom understood that. My mom was always like, like, I know that he's not doing great in school, but I know mom's always been like that. I know he'll figure it out. Like, she never had to push me. Yeah, she yelled at me a lot, wake up, you got school, but at the same time, she's like, she never worried about us. And I think that's like, that played a big role into like my mentality going into school late in life, because I'm now like, I want to be there.
Yeah.
I'm not just there because I have to be there.
Which is
like,
good.
I fucking want to be there.
Yeah.
I want to be good at this. I want to, do the best I can. And little did I know, like, I had tunnel vision. When you want something really bad, you get tunnel vision. Like, all you can see is like being better than the artist that I was yesterday or the week before that, being a better fighter than you were yesterday or the day before that, And I had tunnel vision with that. I wanted to be good, and I put in all this mileage drawing every day. I was like, I need to catch up. That also proved to be a little unhealthy because, like I said, like when I first came here, I was like, hey, sorry, I was like kind of being flaky with coming because it's like I get into these zones, and a big apology to all my friends who might watch this, that hit me up and they try to get in contact with me, and I'm MIA because it's like, I'm kind of working through that because I feel like I need to be busy all the time.
We're exactly in the same stages of life, because it was unhealthy for me, right? Fighting, you literally had to have tunnel vision, or you're gonna fucking break your nose. It's like you literally had to have tunnel vision. So there's nothing more important than fighting, and it's a good unhealthy, right? It's unhealthy, but you have to be.
It's something you work through.
Yeah, and so I'm because it did affect our marriage, but at the same time, my marriage with my wife and my family, but at the same time, I was getting better at things. Like I was tunnel vision, just fighting every day. It was every day, and then COVID hit, and it's like there's nothing else. So it's just like, okay, what am I doing? So now I'm still coaching, I'm still training, all that stuff, but my tunnel vision now is this podcast. I have another art thing going on. I have it's just tunnel vision. I'm trying to create content, I guess. Yeah. It's just crazy.
And I think that transcended from your discipline with fighting.
Yeah.
You developed, you adapted to being busy and doing something.
Being tired.
And dude, not only that, because when you're doing that shit every day,
yeah.
Dude, it got to a point I don't even want to fucking draw, dude.
And forcing yourself to do it even though you're fucking tired of it.
Dude, because I love video games. Let me just say that. Everyone, yeah, dude, I love video games too. But no, I fucking love video games, dude. Yeah. I love watching movies. I love cartoons. I'm 30 years old. I still watch all Lay's cartoons. You know what I'm saying? I love it. That's what I do. I literally stopped playing video games for 4 years.
Yeah.
and I loved it. I grew up playing video games with my little brother. Like it was something that was like a bonding thing. I stopped doing it because I felt that I needed to. Oh, it's a waste of time. Because while I'm playing video games, there's another kid out there, there's another dude out there who's getting better than you're drawing.
Yeah.
And that was so unhealthy for my mental now that I think about it.
Yeah, because when I started losing the weight to fight, or when I went to the first gym I went to, I sold my I sold my PS. When did I sell my PS4? I had like I think in 2018 she bought me the PS4, and like maybe 4 months later I was like, can't do this. I need to get back to tunnel vision, you know? And then so I sold it, dude. She was pissed. It's good. That's good, right? But you kind of just lose yourself. You lose your friends. You lose your family. You lose.
Dude.
But you're getting better at what you want to do.
It's
It's
crazy.
It's just a balance, right?
Because like I said, I don't regret not one thing in my life.
Yeah.
I stopped playing video games. That's how I talk to my buddies. Like one of my best friends, Taylor, I talk to him almost every day because I was playing Xbox all the time. I sold my Xbox. I did the same thing. I sold my Xbox, all that. It's like, no, dude, I got to be good at this. And then it wasn't until later this year, actually, that little bit towards the end of last year, I was like, you know what, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy, PS4 again. I'm going to start playing video games because even my mom's like, you're always on your tablet. I'm always drawing.
Yeah.
Mom's like, you have to have balance.
Yeah.
You can't just do this all the time. You're mental, like, there's a gauge, there's a capacity that you reach where you're like, okay, like, I can't do that. You have to unwind in a way. And video games was a way that I used to unwind, and I didn't realize that because I was so blind in this tunnel vision that I didn't think about anything else that was on the side that actually I enjoyed doing.
Which probably is going to make your drawing better.
It did.
Yeah.
Because I realized that with dance. When I would quit, I'm fucking done with dance. I can't do dance anymore. I'd quit for like 3 months. I'd come back. Somehow I'm stronger. I appreciate it more. I'm like, dude, what the?
Every time you do that, it's just like.
I'm like, because, I'm hitting like bam, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? I come back, I'm like, because I'm like, I miss this.
Yeah.
Ooh, like, and there's a different type of vibe that you put to it. And there's one thing I'm figuring out with art, with, being a draftsman and just being a storyboard artist is, I love it so much, but you can't, it's like with a relationship, you can't be clingy. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, on all the time. I gotta be with this all the time, or I gotta do this all the time. Nah, do you guys need space? You need space, and the same thing comes to artistry. Like, you need space from fighting. You need space from drawing. You gotta recollect your mind so that you could come back with a different perspective. So that's one thing I've been doing a lot is, and little do you know, video games actually played a big part because I was back to my database. You know what I'm saying? Like being a storyboard artist, we're all about camera angles and like, visually telling a story. With movies, I watch movies all the time because those are visual, those are storyboards. It's a story from A to B, and I'm watching it play throughout. I'm seeing these camera angles and I'm taking it in my head. Same with video games. I play through the story. Now it's an interactive thing. Yeah. So and I always use the camera in video games and stuff to like do different angles.
I always wondered who did that, because I was like, who the fuck puts their
you
know how in Grand Theft Auto you could put your angle different?
Yeah,
dude, I need
there's
my
a
fucking close.
cinematic one where it's like
I
when you're
never
driving.
used that one.
It's like a helicopter's view. That's like storyboarding pretty much. It's like and it's funny when
I'm always like right close, right by
that's the way to play. But sometimes, but it's funny because when I play that, sometimes I'll be like in a chase of like cops and stuff. I'll be like, what would look dope? If I go that cinematic view. If it's like a helicopter's view, like cops chasing me, I'm like, that's a dope view. But even realizing things like that, it's like, so now if I do a storyboard where like cops are chasing somebody, I'll be like, I know what angle to use. I know that's a high angle. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna be the best way.
So you're transitioning to graduation, right?
Yeah, I'll be graduating spring 2021. I'm thinking of taking a break this last semester before I graduate, just because it's COVID, and I don't know if I'll like cross the stage, and that's a big thing for my family because it's like I think I'll be the first one in my family to get a bachelor's degree.
Fuck, dude.
So it's like I want them to experience that the same way why I did a 5th year of high school. It's like I didn't have to go through all that, but I do it for my family, I do it for myself, and now this time I'm doing it for myself.
The Fongs, your guys' family is super family orientated, right?
Yeah, always.
Dude, you treat like your cousins like brothers and sisters.
Oh, all the time.
I was never like that with my cousins.
You know what it is though? We are super family oriented, but we don't hug.
Yeah,
We don't say like I love you.
yeah.
We clown each other. That's like
Exactly.
that's how I say I love you.
That's how my
Dude,
wife's
what are you
family
doing,
is.
fool?
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like we talk shit, and that's how, that's how. Because we're Chinese and Mexican, but we're mostly Mexican family, so it's like I don't know. It was weird. I don't think I think I've told my mom I love you like on Mother's Day, and like that's about it. You know what I'm saying? Even my dad, like, hey, Father's Day, but it's like never like. It's never like a thing where it's like, hey, this and that. Like it's super love. Even with my sisters and my brothers, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just like our love language is different.
It's like a
You know what I'm
fly
saying?
right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I stink, I think.
No,
I'm just kidding. No, our love language is different, and I think
Yeah.
everyone has different love languages. But my family's definitely like that. Like we're not like super.
You know, it's funny because I'm super like, let me hug you, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I know he's like that.
And like, it's just me and my family. It's weird. My sister's not like that. My sister will put. She's just like, don't touch me. My brother's not really a hugger, right?
Yeah.
But my wife's family, they're not huggers at all. So I come into the mix. I'm hugging everybody.
Yo,
And
whoa,
first
dude.
thing her sister says when she meets me, she's like, "Oh, we got a hugger."
You're a hugger. Oh, one of those guys.
One of those guys.
Dude, nah. And my girlfriend now, she's like figuring that out now. I'm like, dude, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, not like public affection or anything like that. Like, I'll do it when I'll do it, but it's like, why aren't you like that? I go, dude, you should see my family. Like, haven't you seen my family? Like, but she comes to like, we're not like that at all. Like, we don't.
There's been so many times where growing up with you, that somebody foul, somebody ate shit, somebody did something stupid to themselves, where you just fucking like howling like that, exactly like that, dude. Like it could be the
Your
most.
shit's funny, dude. Like I said, I'm passionate about everything I do. If someone fucking falls in front of me, I'm not gonna be like fake the funk, like, and not do it. Like, oh shit, dude, you hella ate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, I don't know. That's how I've always been. And I think with our group of friends too, like especially with Alex, like we were just always like like that's why I think with him too. Like a lot of people misunderstood. Like, hey, dude, if I'm clowning on you, it means like I got mad love for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because we used to do that. We used to play the 10-second game, which my mom used to play with us when we were kids.
What's that?
10-second game is like you clown somebody.
She
And
used to
then,
play with you?
oh,
That's
when me and my brother and sisters were young,
Yeah.
like my brother, she call me like a fat boy or something. Be like, oh, fat boy. Mom be like, ooh, 10, 9. I have 10 seconds to respond, or
Are
else
you serious?
Or else I lose. Yeah,
Dude,
oh,
that's holy shit.
yeah. So she was training us at a young age to be
Yeah.
like quick on the draw.
Yeah.
So it was like, I'll be, oh, dude, you have a pinched nose. Look like the Hulk pinch your nose. I tell my older brother that. I'm like, oh, 10, 9. And it's funny because like my other cousins, my newer cousins, they do it now. Their mom does it with them.
That is it's crazy because that's something that is needed, right? Especially in a group of friends.
Oh, we are not.
You won't survive if you get
At all.
Yeah, if you get to high school. But it's crazy because to this day, Max, you have the best comeback that I've ever heard before. And me and my buddy Tito always talked about it. Someone talked shit to you. It was at my house. Someone talked shit to you, and they're like, "Oh, Max, where's your comeback?" And then, dude, right away, like you had it in the back of your mind already, like locked and loaded. You're like, and you said, if I wanted my comeback, I would get off your mom's back or something like that. Dude, it was fucking crazy.
Oh my God, that's horrible, dude.
You said, if I wanted my comeback, I'd get it off your mom's back. Dude, that shit was hilarious. We were like 15. I still remember that. It's crazy.
That's so funny. I think I'm starting to remember that. We had to be at John's house drunk or something.
I think it was at my pad.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was at my pad.
Oh yeah, dude. Remember that party you had? Did you get graffiti on the driveway? Hey, I remember you're like, dude, he's gonna get in trouble for that. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but
Dude, my grandma was pissed.
she's gonna be fucking pissed, dude. That's funny. I remember that party. Yeah.
No, but you
Yeah, my mom trained us. We had a boot camp.
That's
You gotta learn how to
crazy.
get those comebacks. You won't survive in high school.
dude, that's such a cool thing to do, man.
I mean, I think it's necessary now. I think there's a lot of
Especially
soft
now.
people now. These new generations. So.
But they like, oh my. Luckily, I never did the 10-second rule. But when my daughter was younger, I was always making fun of her. And same with we always make fun of each other.
Well, she just said it
But-
right now. She
Oh,
came
yeah.
out. Ooh.
That was ruthless.
I saw
but-
the bullet go.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, she's gotten way better than me.
Oh, in
So
time.
it's just
Wait
nonstop
till
now.
she's your age. She gonna be clowning
Dude,
fools.
already she's clowning me, and it's nonstop, dude.
And it's
Like,
love. That's what
yeah,
it is.
it
though.
is. Yeah.
A lot of people don't get that. Like a lot of people think, oh, dude, who's this random guy just clowning on me? I just met this guy like 5 minutes. Hey, dude, it's because I think you're a cool guy.
Yeah.
You're with the shit.
But so you're about to graduate college, get your bachelor's degree, first time in your family,
Yeah.
and what's next?
It's crazy because I've been even like now, like I never really look towards the future. Like I know this is what I want to do, but it's like I'm very like in the moment kind of person. But right now I can say like I'm blessed in many ways, like just with my journey through like school and just at the academy, I have commissions now. Like people pay me to do art for them, logos, t-shirts, like, and I'm making a living off that.
It's crazy when you start making money for something you do, right?
Dude.
Or
I'm
teaching and
I'm
stuff.
like, yeah, because I was teaching kids. I'm like, well, like, because it started to like dawn on me where it's like, because I feel like throughout life you gotta like ask yourself, what are you good at? What do you love? What do you know best of? Because a lot of people will just be like, oh, my dad wants me to be an accountant, so I'll be an accountant. But you spent your whole life fucking watching cartoons and playing video games and watching movies.
Yeah.
So all that database of when you were a kid and your imagination and what you loved is gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going to be an accountant who watches fucking cartoons when no one's looking.
Because I think
So it's like I realized that where I was like, I know I'm good at this. I know I can do it. So it's like all that cartoons, the way movies are portrayed, it's like it would be an injustice for me not to like do that.
yeah.
And just like I said, I've been so blessed because I did storyboards for Studio X. It's like a studio at my school, but it's like they do like short films and stuff. And I got the chance to work with like a director called Jack Perez, and he's done like movies for sci-fi, and he did like Wild Things 2, which is a weird movie, but
Yeah. Wild Things too.
yeah,
Like
is that
the-
weird? The movie,
The movie.
yes.
Like, dude.
So first thing I went was IMDb. I'm like, who? I'm like, what?
So Wild
That's
Things
dope.
Wild Things 1 was crazy.
Good
and
movie.
Like
Good movie.
good movie.
For us young kids, when you're in middle school, oh, it's a good one.
It's-
No, but the plot, like, oh, the story was good.
that's random as hell.
Yeah, so that was like, I had a friend reach out to me and say, hey, we're over at Studio X. He's gonna do a short visual effects film, and he needs a storyboard. He needs his storyboards revised, like, and into an animatic, which is what I did for Drew. Is like, I take sequential images, and I put them in a timeline, and I have them play out like a film or like a movie, like pretty much animating what happens to the story. So I did that for him, and I was like, funny is when I did that, I was like, oh man, I figured it was like not a big deal. It wasn't a big job. I was like, oh, it's through the school. It's like, no, dude, it's not through school. It's like actual studio. And then when I looked up who the director was and the art director, I'm like, whoa, like this guy's did movies for sci-fi. Like, I should probably take this pretty serious, And I did, I delivered, and he emailed me and said, hey man, like, your animatic was terrific. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm getting recognition from an actual filmmaker who's been making films since the 90s. Like, so I've been blessed in that aspect. I had to do that. And then with Drew, I did his animatic.
Dude, which is, we should give that a shout out. It was for Mason Street, right?
Yeah, it's for Mason
So
Street.
Drew Universe
Yep.
on Instagram. He has a music video out called Mason Street, and Max did the art for it.
Yeah, I did the
And
animatic.
I'll say it in
for
the
that.
beginning when I do the intro
Yes,
later.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I did that as well. And that was just storyboards, And, he wanted to approach it in like a black and white kind of like feel, just like real raw, just straight storyboard. So I was like, dude, I'm your guy. I can do it. And then not just that, I've been doing commissions for, God, shout out, like, there's San Jose Cruisers, which is like, biking's getting really big because like everyone's inside COVID. So there's a lot of youngins who are like cruising and biking and stuff. So my sister's boyfriend, Thomas, he has this brand called or movement. It's called San Jose Cruisers, and I did the logo for them. And like that was all charity. We didn't, we didn't even. I wasn't paid for that. He just said, "Hey man, like there's a lot of youngsters out here, like out on the streets, like just biking and staying out of trouble and just really enjoying the craft, like the discipline of just biking and being free." And he's like, "I have this idea. I want this movement." I said, "Hey dude, I got you." So I did that for him. Also, shout out to Cameron, his t-shirt company, Tyranny, did some work for him. But
You
yeah.
want water?
Oh yes, please. But yeah, just been blessed with just commissions. Like I think people are starting,
There's so many people that want to make content. They want to start something new.
Yeah.
They need artists.
yes.
It's crazy because they need people like you.
And I don't announce that I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, here's my thing.
Nobody announces. You don't need to announce yourself because everybody's already talking about you. Do you know how many
Dude,
times?
That's too kind. That's too
But
kind.
no, I'm being serious. You know how
Yeah.
many times, like, dude, I was never close with you.
Yeah.
And there's so many times where I was like, dude, there's this one guy. He's a dancer, artist. His name's Max. Dude's hilarious. One of the funniest guys I've ever known. Like, it's just like once people meet you, it's kind of like you're stuck in their head. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you don't even try, and that's what's so awesome.
I'm fucking honored. Like, it's probably one of the nicest things anyone's ever said to me. Dude, it goes,
What that?
Yeah, but you said like, oh, this guy Max. He does
Oh no, I thought she said he tells that same speech to everybody.
I'm all, dang, he got it down to the T? That's impressive.
No, but no, seriously, like it's just something about, like you said, aura. Like it's just something you bring to the table that's just different from everybody else.
You know what, man? That means the world, you saying that, because it's like a lot. Sometimes all people be, "Hey, Max, you remember me from that house party?" I'm like, dude, no. but I'm like, hey, like I'll make my way. Like, hopefully I have something. This is a trick I use. Hopefully I have someone with me be like, hey, dude, this is so and so, and then he says his name. Fuck yeah,
Dude, I got
a good trick.
I got married because of that.
That's a good one. It's a good trick.
She's my
hard out
go-to.
here.
She's my go-to.
Yeah.
Like, hey, who's this guy?
Oh my God. But back to that, my mom always tells me this. She's been telling me this for a long time. Especially with all the relationships, not all, like even, friendships, girlfriends, that whole thing. She always used to tell me, like when I was feeling down or like when I was going through something, she used to say, people never forget the way you make them feel.
Yeah.
Ever. And even before, when I was in middle school, high school, she told me that. People never forget the way you make them feel. So, just remember that.
Yeah.
If you're going to be an asshole, people are going to remember you being an asshole. If you're going to be, a good, genuine person, people will remember that. And they won't forget, what I'm saying? You want to implement, you want to, like I said, I always go back to iron sharpens iron. Like, I speak to people, with respect and just like in a funny way, because I'm like, hey, dude, I don't know what you're going through. And I think I remember you reached out to me. It was one of the Insta stories I did in the morning. I don't know why I felt like I had to say it, but I remember this very vividly. It was during Christmas time. And I did an Insta story on the way to Caltrain. I was like, hey, you know what, you guys? I said, no matter where you go, smile. I go, see people, smile, joke around, greet people, because you don't know what people are going through. You don't know, everyone has a struggle. And I remember you reached out to me, like, dude, that's fucking 100.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, because joy is contagious. You know what I'm saying? Like, there could be someone who's going through like mental health issues, suicide, and it's like you run into them by, divine appointment, and you're just like in line, hey, dude, da-da-da. Like, I'm always a super talkative person. The apartment I'm in the elevator, hey, what's up, guys? Like, da-da-da.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
dude.
like, it's just like, and it's back to just being like, not just being, helping people out. Like, you don't know what people go through, and, I've been there, you've been there.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like there's certain people in life that, you remember, because you're like, man, that person made me feel good when I was feeling bad, or that person made me feel great when I was feeling, even greater. And it's funny that, I feel like we're very similar.
I'm barely realizing that right now.
Because, like, I've always vibed with your personality, always. Like, it's funny because even coming here, like, I haven't seen you for how long? But it's like I walk in and it's like I feel like I saw you just at school yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I don't have with a lot of people. So it's like with you, it's like I know like our personalities and our auras, they vibe on a different level where it's like, yo, no matter when I see you, it's always gonna be love. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
I-
every time I see you, I'm like, man.
yeah, and I'm like, and that sets the standard. I'm like, hey, dude, yeah,
Yeah.
what's up? You know, so it's like, yeah, man. I mean, I'm glad you said that. That means so much to me, because it's not something that I try hard to do, but it's something that I go out of my way to do.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's
I think we can end it on that.
yeah.
I mean, you kind of said what you're doing next. You're just taking a break, almost
Yeah.
done, and then I think I mean, it's crazy because with iPads and iPhones and computers now, that the way they are, you could literally do everything yourself now.
Dude.
You could create your own cartoon by yourself.
You know, when I first started school, I was using a Wacom tablet and a computer. And then for Christmas, my mom got me an iPad. And she's like, oh, I heard these are easier. I had the same iPad from like 6-7 years ago. I've been using every content that you see that I've produced on my Instagram is all from that one iPad.
So you don't have an iPad Pro?
I do have, that's like the first iPad Pro, like Gen 1.
Dude, iPad Pros changed the game.
Changed it. Because like now,
For
like,
everything.
before I was all traditional. I was just drawing pencil and paper. And then
Yeah.
when I got the iPad, I was like, that was my transition to digital, which is like where I need to be, you know, in my career path. Like, you know, you have to be able to produce digital images. And after that, it was like, yo, once I caught on,
Yeah.
it was endless. I was like, dude, has so much power. So like, I totally get what you're saying, because that changed the game for me.
No, it's because iPads, like if you're trying to
iMovie, like fuck.
if you're trying to do anything with creativity and you're not really skilled with electronics, like iPad's the go to, right?
It's
like,
it's a perfect, like, you know, just open the gate real quick, get your foot in there. And I'm still with iPad. I've learned a lot of programs, like I know Photoshop, After Effects, and Storyboard Pro, like everything I need to like create animatics. But if I just had this iPad and nothing else, I'd still make it happen.
That's crazy.
Because I think it's the tools are very important. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, it would, you know, being just identifying, you know, your struggle plays crucial role. Crucial. Because like I said, you give Jimi Hendrix the dopest guitar in the world or the shittiest guitar in the world, and he's gonna
He's
make
so
something
cool.
happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's definitely your outlook, your discipline, your sacrifice, and you know, just everything that your struggle really.
Yeah, dude. So I can't wait to like have you back on and see what you've done. You know?
Hopefully more.
And you come back like, yeah, bro, I'm still in the same
Hey,
spot.
dude, same shit. COVID's still happening.
Haven't made a cartoon
Yeah,
yet.
but you know
You're-
what, man? You know, before we ended, before that,
Yeah.
you know, like even with that, like, even if I was like, stay in the same place,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm successful every day that I
Hell
get.
yeah.
It's fucking cliche, and it's super like plastic and fake, but it's like, nah, man. Like every day I'm alive and able to create.
Yeah.
That's success to me, because I feel like being a creator is like being the closest thing you can to, you know, whoever made us. You know what I'm saying?
You're at a really spiritual realm of. I'm listening to a book about Buddha right now,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
and dude, from the get go, right away he says, a young man sees an old man in disgust, but an old man sees an old man and understands, and then
I feel like that's what we're doing right here.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then someone that's not dying. I'm fucking it up right now.
No.
Someone that's a sick man, a healthy man that sees a sick man doesn't understand, but a sick man who sees a sick man understands. Like it's just
That's powerful.
you're and then you're not, and then they say, then I'm not afraid of being sick.
Mhm.
I'm not afraid of getting older. I'm not afraid of getting death and being dead. You know,
You know,
and
there-
you're not afraid anymore. You're just happy with being yourself.
Dude.
You know?
And I spent my whole life being afraid of the future. Of what am I gonna be?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was something that I think you posted that like I really love too. Is you're like, I'm not a religious person, but religion like intrigues you, like you're
Yeah.
interested in. And you know, like I said, growing up in like a spirit-filled household, you know, believing in Christ and, you know, and God, and just with that, like, I'm not saying I'm no Bible beater, but, I feel like with religion, those are mechanisms of like hope and faith to having when you can't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everyone has that, where it's like, in my eyes, there is no religion that's better than any other religion. These are just tools that we use to find understanding. Like me, in the morning, 5:30, the magic hour, 5:30 a.m., I pray because it's going to set me right. The same person could do the same thing. And meditate in the morning. Same way a person meditates in the morning.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as
It's the same
prayer.
thing.
It's the same thing. These are mechanisms to get you through struggles that you don't understand. You have no control over. Like the same with like, I have no control what's going on. Like my first go-to is like, I ain't got no money. I ain't got this, like my health. I don't feel good. Like my first go-to is, man, God, like I just start praying. Yeah. And the same thing that, someone else might meditate. Oh, everything's crazy right now. Like I just gotta go meditate. I gotta, do some breathers and just relax. It's the same thing. Like these are, mechanisms to put our hope and our faith into something we don't understand. So it's like going through my life. That was a big one for me. Just my spirituality, I guess, if I could explain it that way. Such a hard thing to explain. But like I've always been really spiritual, like with growing up with my grandparents, my mom and dad, but yeah, that played a big role in my journey.
The whole church part of your life. I think that's a whole different story we could get into.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Sorry,
but no, you're good. You're good. This is the longest episode we've ever had.
What?
I'm
not worthy.
Hour 50.
Diego's.
Diego's is an hour 30. His is hour 50. But thank you for coming on, Max.
Dude.
It's Maximilian. How do you say it?
It's Maximilian _ 2 underscores. It's MAXIMILLIAN _ Damn, I'm surprised I did that. See, I went to school. No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Follow him on Instagram. He has all those artwork on there. Follow him at Max Fong on Facebook.
I don't really use Facebook just to be
Dude,
nosy.
It's weird, right? I don't know.
I'm nosy.
Facebook is weird as hell. But stay tuned, guys, for the upcoming cartoons and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'll be posting them. But thanks for coming on, Max. Thanks for listening, guys. Love y'all.